Welcome to the town of Cholerado, a town that is free from the chains of the grid system that has plagued so many. As true pioneers, they set out into the new world with freedom of expanding their community in whichever way they see fit. Join me to see how this town was shaped with a new free build mode that will be available with the next major free update, version 1.1 in Farthest Frontier. For this playthrough, I'm going to go with the standard game settings in Trailblazer. I'm going to set the map size to large, and we're also selecting the idyllic valley to really embrace this new free mode. So let's just see what we've got on this current map. So here it's a pretty good looking location for me. I want to keep the city relatively close to a body of water for a couple of reasons. The first one is that we can get the fish obviously, and then also we generally get the straw and sometimes the herbs that spawn in along the river, although it doesn't look like this body of water has got that many things spawning in next to it. You do get these blueberries also that's relatively close to the water. We can see that there's an old relic over here, so this is quite nice. And going down to this side, oh yeah, there we've got some salvage that we can also get, and that we can get pretty much from the start, so that's nice. You know, this is an area that we can maybe consider, although let's just move around here and just see what else we can find over here. There's two wolf dens over here. We've got a coal deposit. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I do want to settle kind of like here, close to this body of water, maybe more towards this side, I would say, because we've got the straw and we've got the fish, we've got a couple of greens, and then we've also got the hunting spot. There's two hunting spots not too far from this location, although I don't know what is here in the dark on the other side of this fog of war, so we might get a nasty surprise with bandits or wolves. But I think I'm gonna maybe take the chance placing my city here at the bottom. Now you'll also notice, seeing that we've got now the free build, I can rotate my town center towards any direction. So if you click with the left mouse button and you hold it in, you can twist it, turn it any way you want to. So just for the mere sake of this playthrough, let's twist it around with a little bit of an angle just to really incorporate this free build in every way that we can. I'm going to put it down over here. Yeah, I think we've got a lot of nice resources close by. We've got a few pieces of stone as well, so that's good. I'm going to just color all of this in. There we go. Now we can start by placing our road. So what I want to do, I want to drag the road kind of like with an angle, and I want to pretty much form like a big circle, and it's going to make sense in a little while why I want to do this. But I'm going to drag it around and create kind of like a circular structure over here. Inside of this circle, this is going to be part of my residential area. I want to make it pretty big. Oh, you see, now it says here raider camp nearby. That was kind of what I was concerned about if I built here within the fog of war. Okay, so I'm gonna have to change the way that I'm going to structure this. I'm going to have to build maybe more towards this side just for now until we deal with the raiders. We do have a relic here, seems like it, an excavation site, so we can benefit from that also very soon. But let's go ahead and fast forward this quickly. And I want to prioritize this town center's build. Once that is built, we can start salvaging over here, and we can get a lot of decent resources from this. Now you can see here we've got the straw, or the willow as they call it. This is going to help with our baskets, and we've got one hunting spot here and then another one over here. I didn't even look at the fertility, but with the idyllic valley, the fertility is generally very good, so I'm not too worried about that. And the water levels are also good because we are on a low altitude, so we've got pretty much good water all around. Let's maybe go ahead and pull the road through over here for the fishing spots. I'm gonna just kind of like pull it through like this, and we can just bring it down towards this side. There we go. Alrighty, so we do have the town center up and running. The next step for us would be to get the firewood splitter. And I think let's go ahead and place it over here. What I'm going to do is this section over here, this is going to form part of my industrial area. I'm going to also have all my storage here because it will be pretty well protected here with this body of water. They can only pretty much attack from this side or from that side. So I think it would be a good idea to have my vaults, my storage, and also my general production on that side. So we can go ahead and also create for ourselves a well. And I think this is a pretty good location for it. So we're going to just go ahead and place it over there. Now you can build within a grid if you really want to. There is a setting that you can do that with. I'm not quite sure. Let me just see here. The way to get in and out of the grid mode is you've got to press the key next to one. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, there you can see now I'm in the grid. And if you want to get out of the grid, you just press it again. And yeah, we're going to keep it like this. Obviously, this is what we want to do. Now, you'll also see there's now a new tutorial that's here. I tried to turn it off, but it's not working. The game's still in the playtest, so there might be things that's not going to work. It's not the official release for the 1.1. I'm going to start by placing two food sources for us. We're going to have the fishing shack, which I'm going to place right over here, like so. And then we'll also have our hunting cabin. I think we might as well place the forager also, so why not? We can do that. I'm going to place the hunting cabin right over here. And let's just go ahead and place the forager. Look for a good spot for it. I think for now, let's go ahead and place it over here. We've got the willow and we've got the blueberries. We'll have the nuts and the eggs, all of that stuff, some of the greenery we're going to also have available very soon. I'm going to just place it down like that. And then we can start placing the houses. Now I want to build like a circular area for the residential region. So this is going to go all the way around. And right in the middle, I want my marketplace and a few other public service buildings. So I'm going to see if I can do this. I do want a few roads coming in between. So I'm going to maybe do... Let's maybe do 4 houses at a time. And then we'll corner it off with a road coming in between. Kind of like this. Yeah. Now it does say here that we've got a raider camp nearby. And I don't know if it's an actual raider camp or if there's just raiders protecting this excavation site. I'm hoping that it's not an actual camp. Now that I've built my hunting cabin, it opened up this whole territory and you can see that there is an actual raider camp right over here by the excavation site. So it's a cool and it's a good thing that we've got the excavation site, but now we've got to contend with these bandits. Yeah, this does leave me with a little bit of a pickle. I'm going to be very restrained in how I'm going to expand. It is going to, however, force me to get my barracks up and running as quickly as I can, which is maybe not a bad thing. But let's go ahead and salvage this over here. I'm going to prioritize it, assign quite a few workers there. And we've got to just build some extra houses. So now what I intend to do is I'm going to build another 4 houses facing the opposite direction right against these ones. So yeah, I'm going to just kind of like squeeze them in as much as I can. Try and get them like with a little bit of an angle. Now I know I saw somebody mentioning that you've now got the ability to get cats and dogs. Let's maybe do this and squeeze 7 in. It's going to look a bit funny having the 18 here. It's going to kind of overlap. But yeah, I did see somebody saying that we'll be able to get cats and dogs. And I don't know really how it works, like how you will assign them to your city. But we'll figure that out on a later stage. Here we've got some gold, beans, arrows, hide coats. The hide coats is going to come in handy very much. And stone and bricks. Lovely. That's not a bad loot at all. I was hoping for some weapons actually, seeing that we've got to now attack these bandits. I'm going to maybe have to purchase some weapons very early on. They are just super pricey. Unless I get them on a special. So this is kind of the idea that I have. I've got this block of houses. We're going to do another block here, and we're going to kind of like create this circular structure for the city. Now let's go ahead and also add our stockyard. We can place it kind of like over here. I think this is a good location for it. We've got to just get chopping with all of these trees. And if we can find any stone, we've definitely got to use that as well. There's some stone. Yeah, we don't have a lot of stone. I'm going to have to make use of my trade just to maybe purchase some extra stone. I find it very daunting to collect the stone over here. It's so close to the bandit camp. We've generated our first knowledge point, so I'm going to just see where would be the best place to allocate it. I am thinking of using the woodlaw. Seeing that we're now in the idyllic valley, this would be a good thing to maybe research this with the foraging, because we're going to depend on the forager for a very long time before we get the farming going and all of the livestock. So let's maybe go with that one just to start with. And then I want to definitely get the taxation going here for the markets, and I want to strengthen my villages. So we're going to have to maybe look at doing the militia, and then also just increasing these stats over here, the damage for the soldiers and the armor. I think that we've got to take on this bandit camp very early on. Yeah, we've got 7 extra immigrants that came to the town, so that's very good. And we can just look at adding a few extra houses here maybe. So I'm going to do it the same right next to this block. Okay, the market will also lure some extra people. I'm going to just let these houses face each other back to back. Just want to get the right angle here. There we go. And another one facing this way. That's it. Now we're going to have a few little extra spots here open in between the houses, which we can then utilize for decorations. So I think that is pretty cool. Also having the free build, you'll have way more open spaces left for the decorations. So you can really make the city nice and get the desirability up more easily, I believe so. But we'll check that out in a little while. So let's see, we need to get the other storage buildings also up pretty soon. I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a smokehouse. And let's go ahead and place it. I don't want it too close to the houses, so let's rather put it on this side. And we can drag the road down just to open it up or to connect it here to the other storage buildings. So we're going to squeeze it in there. Let's see, storage. And that's going to be for the storehouse. Keep it kind of like in line with the stockyard. And here with the tutorial, they're saying now that we need to get the root cellar also up. I don't know how long this tutorial, this is just like a startup tutorial. So eventually they'll stop giving hints and tips. And I'm going to go ahead and place the root cellar right over there. And the saw pit we can then squeeze in on this side. I'm going to just pull another road through right over here. Let's just do that. And then we can use this space here for the saw pit. It's far enough away from the houses, so it won't affect the desirability. There we go. And we're going to just color in some more trees. Make sure that the people are chopping as much as they can. We're desperately needing more wood. Fortunately, we do have a bigger workforce now. Now we've got to also keep an eye on the wells. They only cover really a small radius, so we've got to constantly, as we expand, especially like with the circular design, we've got to make sure that we keep on adding some more wells. See, there is a little bit of stone here at the bottom. Plenty of forest though, but it's protected here from with this bandit camp. Let's just see. Defenses. Okay, so the lookout tower is the only thing I can build at this stage. I think we need a tier 2 town center in order for us to build a barracks. Okay, so now they're just showing like a whole bunch of other things that you can do. Set production limit, maximum quota. Okay, I'm not going to worry about that. I generally don't set it, but they just show you how you can do it. Construct a crop field. So that's the next thing they want us to do. I'm going to keep on just going through this tutorial also with the hope that it will disappear soon. And now we've got 2 villages assigned here to the saw pit. So obviously we need the planks for the market. So let's just see a market. Yeah, I'm going to want to place it more or less over here. So you can see here, this is what I mean with this design that I want to do. If I've got the market here, we can reach a lot of houses. We can really squeeze many houses in here, and also we can fit in a few other public buildings in here, and that desirability that it's going to create in the center, it's going to cause all of the houses to be within range with that increased desirability. So it's going to be much easier to upgrade the houses. We do need a cemetery somewhere. I'm not really sure where I want to place this. It has to be a little bit further away. You know, we can always move it on a later stage. So the graveyard and the bridges, I believe they said, is the only 2 things that's kind of going to be forced into the grid. So yeah, you can see this is kind of part of the grid system. I'm going to just do it like this. Oh no, actually, there we go. We can free build it. So then that means the only thing that is restricted to the grid is definitely the bridges. So let's go ahead and let's place it over here. I think it's far away enough from everything. I don't think it's going to be in the way for us. And from here, I want to go ahead and research the militia. Because we've got so many threats close to us. I want my villagers to be a little bit stronger. Open the tech tree. Okay, so what do they want me to do here? Construct a crop field. Okay. Now I'm going to just keep on doing this, like I say, to get all of this text away here from the top. So let's see, for the food production. Now where would we put this? I think let's just carry on bringing this road around. Yeah, I'm going to take the road just to up to that point. And I'm just thinking where would be a good spot for the crop fields. Maybe I should utilize this space for the crop fields. And I'm going to go with the 6x5 crop fields. No, that's not what I want to do. 6x5. Okay, so actually the crop fields, I thought we can rotate it like a graveyard, but it doesn't seem that way. So the crop fields are going to be forced into the grid, unfortunately. I did try to move it around now, but it doesn't seem like it wants to move. No. It doesn't want to move. Okay, so we're going to have to build it like this, with this angle. Oh, that is going to frustrate me a little bit. But we'll have to deal with it. Let's just go ahead and add some extra houses over here. Yeah, this works very nicely. So let's see what's happening here. We've got 11 available laborers and we've got 4 builders, which seems to be fine with the current things that we need. Yeah, and we've got now all our storage buildings up. And all of the food buildings that we need is there, up and running. So we can maybe now start getting some of the other things. Maybe the basket shop is not a bad idea. Because we've got a lot of willow, so let's set the basket shop up right over here like so. Might have to move a few things around here when we set up the walls for the city. But for now, let's just keep it like that. And now the next step that I want to do is I want to start with the taxation. Let's do that. I'm setting up the tannery now just to get another knowledge point. So there's a few structures, if you didn't know that before, that once you've built it, you get a knowledge point. You can see that you'll obtain a knowledge point with a little symbol that's on top of the structure, like we can see over here with the soap shop. There's a few structures with the amenities, like for example the market and then also the shrine. Both of those will generate a knowledge point for us. So it's a good idea to get those two also up as soon as you can. But now with the tannery up, we can get ourselves the hide coats. We've got that extra knowledge point, which I'm definitely going to utilize here for specifically for the soldier training. Now, I'm not allowed to research it yet. We need the town center to tier 2. So there's a few other things that we can do, maybe to promote our village first. This is not a bad one. Decrease fertility lost from the planted crops. I think I'm going to go with that. Yeah, because we're going to depend on the crops quite a lot. Well, that's in general, you depend on it quite a lot. So it's good to do all the research for the farming. Let's add a few houses here. Going to do another 2 maybe. We do have enough housing. I mean, we've got currently 23 population. And we can accommodate up to 52 at the moment. But let's squeeze another one in here, and we're going to put one facing the opposite direction, like so. Hopefully we can fit the road in here. Let's see. Come on. Okay, wait. Let's cancel. Let's first place the road. That might be a better idea. And let's see if we can fit the house still in. Otherwise, I'm going to just have to rebuild it. There we go. Only just, but it works. Oh, they're taking ages to construct this crop field. Construction halted for the season. Oh, okay, so they don't construct during the winter time. I'm pretty sure that changed. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I was pretty sure they did construct even in winter time. So they must have changed that maybe. It's so frustrating having this bandit camp over here. Now I see they've got an iron ore deposit also. But it doesn't look like there's a lot. I mean, it doesn't even indicate how much is in here. I suppose that will show once the bandit camp is gone. Because obviously you can't construct there while they are there. So maybe they will show the amount of resources available if I take them out. So let's see here. We need 30 population in order to go to the tier 2. We need that market and we need 60 planks. We can maybe go ahead and assign another worker here just to quicken this process for the planks. We've still got enough laborers, so yeah. Now they want us to assign the crops. Well, I'm gonna just do this like I usually do to get the wheat levels down, the rockiness down, and also slightly to boost the fertility. We've got enough materials now for the market, so let's squeeze the market in here, or see where's the best spot for the market. You know, in fact, what I want to do is I'm going to pull this road through. Let's pull it through like this. Or maybe if I do it from this side, it will look a little bit more neat. Yeah. Let's go with this. And I'm going to place the market kind of like over here. So you see the houses, all of them are still within range if I place it over here. So this is so ideal because now we can really fit a lot of houses in here and only use one marketplace to accommodate all of these people. So let's put it down there. Got another knowledge point, so let's see where we can contribute that point to. 25% reduced chance of spreading cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. So yeah, this is pretty important. Let's go with that one. Especially at the beginning stages, you are way more susceptible to illnesses at the start. Now I'm getting mightily close now to this bandit camp. This is pretty daunting. I think this is the closest that I've started a town to a bandit camp than I've ever done before. And it's only because this bandit camp was just outside of the radius of the fog of war. Now you can see here, this is our graveyard. We can fit up to 48 bodies in here. Oh man. You see now, this is now stuffing my hunter a little bit. We're going to have to maybe just move the hunting radius up a little bit. Yeah. Oh, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. Actually, let's do this. Let's hunt the deer that we've got here at the top. Stop collecting that. Stop going there.
Of course.
Yeah, stop it. There we go. I just had to distract the hunter from stopping to collect the carcass. Because if she took another shot, she would definitely die. You see, now she's going to keep on going back. That's so frustrating. I'm probably going to lose that hunter. I've got to just accept it now. Oh wait, the carcass is gone. Okay, great. Perfect. Right, next one. Let's see, maybe to increase our base knowledge generation. That's always a good one to have pretty much from the start. So our market is up. Now let's see, we need at 30 population. Here we've got now an influx of villagers coming. Let's see, how many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like 7. That's beautiful. So this is going to allow us now to upgrade. We just need those extra planks. So I'm going to go ahead and assign another worker just to harvest the planks or to craft the planks. Oh, it's 8 people. Beautiful. Alright, we've still got plenty of trees that we can collect around this side. And let's look for some of the other production that we can get up and running. So we do have, let's just see here, the basket shop I've got there. I've got my tannery, so we're going to have to look at getting ourselves fletcher building. This is also super important. So we're going to set it up right over there like so. And the cobbler shop, yes, definitely. So that's another one that needs to get going as soon as possible. So we do have a decent amount of hide coats now. We've got 4 weapons. And we've got 2 bows. So it's a good thing that we're getting that Fletcher building up now. I'll probably have to buy some crude weapons to attack this bandit camp, and I most likely will lose a lot of my soldiers when I'm attacking them. But I'm gonna just have to get as many soldiers as I can to attack this bandit camp. Just get them away from here so that we can continue expanding our city. We've got almost enough planks now to upgrade the town center to tier 2, which is fantastic. And I just want to quickly show you, when we go here to the decorative structures, there's a new decorative item that we get now from the tier 2 town center, and it's called a small grass clearing. So this is something that you can use with the open spaces that you've got in between the houses. It's just a nice green patch that you can put in to color up the city, and then obviously it should give that extra desirability. Now I want to also go ahead and just select one of these small gardens, and I want to show you how you can fit these small gardens in the tiniest spaces. So there you can see we can squeeze it in there in a really small space. It's kind of like overlapping with the houses, but nonetheless you can squeeze it in there. Even here it's kind of going over the road, but they do allow us to build it there. So you can now get so many more decorative items in between the houses, just as I suspected, and you can really push the desirability up for your houses with the free build. So that's another advantage of using the free build. We've got an extra knowledge point, so let's see where we can assign this one. Speed of farmer field work. Yeah, I'm very tempted to do this one. I'm gonna go for it. Let's just do it. Yeah. And then we've got enough blanks now, so we're gonna upgrade it. And we're gonna just say prioritize. Let's get the town center upgraded as quickly as we can. We've got a coal deposit over here, 4,200 almost. That's really good. And I don't know, like, it doesn't look like there's any clay close by. If I remember correctly, there was a clay deposit just a little distance up from here. So it's not too far from our city. We can then utilize that for our pottery. And I think at the end of the day, pottery is going to be one of our main trading commodities for this region. And we've got a lot of hunting spots. So we can definitely use the hunting also for the, how can I say, the leather and hide coats. We can definitely also use that for the trade. Now I'm going to have to see how I'm going to place the fences here for the crop fields. But I do need to get going with that. I need to determine how many crop fields I want in this location. And then I've got to fence it out because we've got deer here and here. And I think even these ones, they will try and get to the crop fields if they can. So we are going to be forced to fence it out as much as we can. Let's go ahead and pull a road through to this side. And I want to go ahead and get some extra hunting cabins on this side. I'm going to for now just place one, but ultimately I think I want to have two here. Now the hunters, as you know, they are really good at defending your town at the beginning stages of the game. 2 or 3 hunters can easily fend off raiders when they attack, especially with the first raid. And yeah, we've got a wolf attacking. We've got all our villagers together, so fortunately. So that villager is saved. I've got to just color in all of these trees. They've got to keep on chopping wood as much as they can. Nice. So we are now at tier 2. The town center has been upgraded and we've got that extra knowledge point. And this is now where I want to place it here with the soldier training. This is going to be super important, seeing that we're not going to have as strong soldiers and we might use the crude weapons to go and attack there. Hostile bands of raiders have been spotted. That's fine. So the trading post we can pretty much set up also from the start, and we can keep it here close to the storage buildings, then they can easily transport all of the different goods. So let's maybe first pull the road through like this, just to help with the logistics. Doesn't want to snap properly. You know what, let's just go ahead and squeeze it in over here. Let's place it like so. I must say, I do love this free build. It's so much more organic looking and medieval city-like. So this is really, really great. And there's another hunting spot. So you see, we can maybe eventually get to the point of where we've got 2 or 3 hunters over here. I still don't see any clay this side. But yeah, I definitely think there was a clay deposit not too far from here to the north. We can actually send some explorers out. I think it's safe on this side. So we're going to just send them out that way. I'm not too bothered going further down here. We've got pretty much a large radius opened up. Let's just get the minimap here. I like to have the minimap, but it also takes up a lot of the screen space. So on the one hand, it's good to have it, but for the most part, I keep it down. Just so that I can more clearly see what's happening within my town. I think it's only necessary to run another year for this crop rotation, where we work the ground and have the clover fields. So that's why within the next year, I'm going to have my turnips, clovers, and then the peas. I'm going to just run it like that. And we can then also go ahead and maybe do something else. Maybe we can have... Let's have the beans. Why not? So the trading post is up and we've already got our first trader coming in. I can probably sell the stone. Just to quickly get some extra gold. But we don't have that much stone, so I'm so reluctant to do this. Yeah, let's maybe not do that. Although I want to see what they've got available. Have they got weapons? No, only the crossbows, but that's at a very high price. So we're going to leave that out. There we go. Yeah, I thought I did see a clay pit somewhere here at the top. You see, it's not too far from where we are. We can extend a road through on a later stage. Now, I was hoping that we had some herbs here. I couldn't see if there was any herbs, but there really isn't any. Yeah, that's quite unfortunate. I'm gonna just bring this hunting zone down a bit away from the bandits. So let's see, the barracks. I need to set the barracks up. Yeah, unfortunately I'll have to. It's 150 gold. I've got all the resources that I need for it, so let's just go ahead and set it up. I'm going to place it here by the town center. We will most likely move it, but I'm going to just put it there for now. So my labor force is a little bit on the low side, so I'm not going to assign any more workers. We can maybe look at adding some more housing and just do a few more extra things to make it more appealing for the villagers to move in. So everything is looking good. The food is not too bad for this stage of the game. Usually I struggle with the food, depending also on the region though, but food can really become a problem at the beginning stages of your game. Let's see what else we can research over here. I'm tempted to do that soldier training again. Increase disease resistance of all crops. Free regrowth. I suppose this is a good one. Seeing that we don't have a lot of space of harvesting trees. 4 more resources gathered before it shows. Let's do this. I'm going to just say confirm. Let's do the tree regrowth. So we've got a few extra resource buildings now that we can place. The apiaries is not a bad one to have. And I'm going to tell you why. The honey, there's a lot of traders that's willing to buy honey. So I'm going to go ahead and place an apiary over here. You can see we get a massive honey bonus, having it here in between the houses. like really big. 80% bonus. So let's just place one for now. See, this trader would have been willing to buy the honey and at a good price. So we can set up those apiaries. Here's another trader coming, so I just want to see what they've got available. And if they're willing to buy anything from me also. Okay, they will buy the hide coats from me and they'll also buy planks, which is great. Although I don't see anything that I can purchase from them except for the Tome of Knowledge. But that's too much coin or too much gold. Now what I rather want to do is I'm going to sell my hide coats. We're going to sell a decent amount. Maybe let's sell 15. Going to get very nice coin from that or gold. And I'm going to sell a couple of planks. Now that gold we're going to use to assign our first soldiers. Yeah, and I'm going to maybe exclusively go for the light infantry. I think so. We're going to need some brute force taking out this bandit camp. We've got the 2 towers. And there's a couple of guys standing around over here. Oh man. There we go. So 400 gold from that. I'll leave it in the trading post for now. Just in case we do see something of value, and I definitely have to purchase weapons. There's no doubt about it. Because we've got only 3 weapons in storage. The bow and arrows, that's not a problem. Let's go ahead and add another crop field over here. I'm going to make it the same size. So I believe it was 6 by 5, was it? Yeah. Now, I'm not going to build extra crop fields, but I think I just want to make the line of these crop fields. So that I can determine where I can place the fencing. I want to have a couple, and I think maybe we should just do the 4. So another thing that seems to be forced into the grid is the fences and the palisade walls. So I thought this was also something that you can free build. From what I read from the developers, I did think that these ones are going to be out of the grid, but it doesn't seem that way. Maybe they're still working on it, but the palisade walls and the fences, they're still within the grid, unless they're intending to release it for when it finally goes out on public, the 1.1. Maybe that is something that they're working on. Because from what I read, they said that's only the bridges, as far as I know, that was supposed to be in the grid. So maybe the fences and the palisade walls, that's something that they're still trying to fix or get it right. But in any case, I've got the fences now here all around. And we'll have space here for 4 crop fields, which I think should keep us going for quite a while. And then we can maybe look at adding crop fields on this side where the bandits are. So you see, I've got now my hunter again that decided to hunt over here. That's really a problem. I mean, I marked the territory over here at the top, so I don't know why I decided to go down. That's it. Maybe we must just move it further up. So we're just busy with this fencing over here, and now within the next year when we get our first vegetables, the deer won't get to it, so everything should be in order. Just let them harvest some more trees. Oh, they're still attacking my hunter. This hunter keeps on trying to get to that carcass, but it will decompose very soon. I'm gonna just keep on sending him here to the top. Well, there's a trader that came in here, and they've got shields and also the crude weapons, which we're going to need for our initial attack. They are willing to purchase shoes from me, which we can get quite a good price from that. I'm going to sell those shoes, and I did transfer some of my gold. I've transferred over to the town storage just to pay for the infantry that we've got. I've recruited only one soldier so far. But yeah, I think we're going to need at least 10 soldiers. And I might lose half or maybe 2/3 of all of the soldiers. I'm pretty sure. Now let's go ahead and purchase. Just want to see 8 crude weapons. Maybe we should go for 10 maybe. And we're going to definitely have to purchase some shields. You know what, let's just transfer some more gold over from the town storage. Why not? We're getting the shields also at a discount, so I'm feeling like I can't really skip this opportunity. I've got to go for it. We've got to purchase this. And we can only get a few though. Was hoping to get at least 4 shields. Let's sell the remainder of the shoes. Why not? We can build it up pretty quickly again, so and I can see that the heavy tools are also being sold at a really reasonable price. But because of that bandit camp, this is not taking preference. There we go, 4 shields. We'll see now. We've got another trader coming in. Maybe they can purchase some things from us. I can see the people need to deal with the poo in the houses. Oh man, I forgot to build the compost yard. I don't know, for some reason I always end up building the compost yard close to the graveyard. Which is, I always feel bad about it. But I'm going to just go ahead and do that again. I think I'm going to shift the graveyard on a later stage in any case. So let's see. We can... Okay, well, there's nothing that we can really sell. We want to keep the tools as long as we can. Unfortunately, so there's nothing else that we can trade with at this stage. And I'm going to transfer this gold over to the town storage. We need that because we're now in a minus. We have to wait for some new immigrants to come in order for us to get into that positive balance again. And we need to start producing some other things. Maybe like the only thing that I can think of that we can produce at this stage is clothing. But we need obviously the flax. So we'll assign the flax here. Let's do it maybe here for the second year. Why not? Let's do it over here. We've got a good fertility going. The peas are going to push the fertility up again, the clover and the peas. Then we should be by 70%, so we can get a good yield from that. And let's do the beans like that. I just received a massive amount of people that came in, so our population is now standing at 53, which is great. So I'm going to maybe just assign one extra builder. And then from here, we can also get another fishing hut. Definitely have to push the food production now. And let's maybe go ahead and place it on this side. And the fishing zone, I'm going to color it in over here. See, we've got another shoal of fish, which gives us that plus 50% yield. And that's going to be great. That's going to really help us now for these early stages, because you can now see the food is starting to become a problem again. And that's just because of that massive amount of people that came in. And I'm gonna have to just color in all of these trees that we can find away from the bandit camp. So let's just color all of these in. There we go. I'm very tempted to go and salvage here this excavation site, but I can't really. We need a temple to store the relic in. I suppose what we can do is, because seeing that we've got that extra population, we can go ahead and add another crop field over here. Just do one for now, and we can look at getting another apiary. We'll squeeze it in here at the top somewhere, and then maybe another one at the bottom, so that we get that honey bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe unassign one worker here, one or two workers there from the sawmill. We need to get some extra soldiers in here, and we need to get going with some extra production. So for the next year we'll have our flax, so we can start doing clothing, and ultimately I think we can get a good income from just selling the clothing. There's a few pieces of stone here at the bottom. It's pretty far from the village, but I think I'm going to just go ahead and color all of this in. We really need that. There's a few pieces of stone here at the top. I'm not going to explore too far upwards. Not yet, at least. What we can also consider doing is we can set up the candle shop. Because now we're going to have the extra apiary farm. So we're going to produce the extra wax, and we've got enough firewood. Now the candle workshop, it says here it requires clay. So before we go into that, I'm going to have to pull the road up. And we're going to have to go to that clay deposit. We're going to have to get some miners to mine the clay over here. I don't really have much of a choice. There's no other locations for clay. Here we go. And we can build ourselves a temporary house or a temporary shelter. But before we can do that, we need the wagon shop, which we're going to need either way. So let me go ahead and then place that wagon shop somewhere. Kind of want to keep it close to all of our other storage buildings. Maybe we can squeeze it in here. Yeah, that's actually perfect. Let's see. Okay, we've still got a decent amount of laborers left. And we've got that extra knowledge point. Let's just see where we can assign it. As you can see, I used another knowledge point here for the soldier training. Which, yeah, I think we don't really have much of a choice but to do that research. View distance. Ooh. I'm tempted to do this one. I'm gonna just go for it. Because now we can see much further what's happening around us. Here's a little island, which I don't know what we would build here. But it would be pretty cool to build something here. Maybe the actual town center. That's not a bad idea. It can be like a little castle on an island. Okay, I don't see anything else of value. Ooh, except for the clay. Now see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And we have the patch of herbs. So they are protecting so many valuable stuff. We've got the herbs here, we've got the clay, and we've got the iron ore. Oh, and then of course we've got the relic as well. So it's going to be crucial for us not just to expand the city, but to get to all of these resources. We have to take them out. Alrighty, let's see. The wagon shop is almost done. Let's just prioritize that. We can go ahead and add ourselves the clay pit. think we're going to pretty much use all of the villages available to construct all of these things and to get the villagers to just work here. So clay pit, there we go. And then the temporary shelter. Yeah, I suppose we can place it right over here, and we're definitely going to need water. So we can pop in another well there. And let's see to maybe add a well on this side. We need to keep a little distance between all of the wells. But I think this is a good location for it. I'm going to put one over here. And we also need one here for all of our production buildings. Now I've got my first raider attack coming up. And I'm thinking, let's just see here. I do have enough laborers. So maybe we should go ahead and just get ourselves another infantry. I know it's going to cost me now a lot of gold. But I'm going to sign him here. And we can use this hunter over here to also help defend the town. And that should be more than enough. Now, unfortunately, these villagers might be in the crossfire. I'm hoping they can hide on time. And we've got a trader here that's willing to buy baskets. I'm going to just sell a whole bunch of baskets to this person. And also I'm going to sell a lot of blanks. We've got some decent gold there. Now here, we've got crude weapons that we can buy. But 10 is enough, I think. And I definitely need heavy tools. I'm going to have to purchase at least one of this. It's on a good price. So I feel I'm kind of forced to buy that. And then we can go ahead and purchase ourselves one proper weapon. I'm going to just go ahead and do that also. I'm not going to sell more of my planks. We're going to need it for a lot of other buildings. You know, actually, I just want to see, I want to make sure that this soldier is equipped with everything. And I think if I've got these two soldiers sent out to defend us from this first raiding party, I think that should be enough. Oh, there they come. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Work to be done?
Alright, never mind. I'm gonna send her out with... Oh, here they come. Okay, fortunately, they're not attacking my temporary shelter, which I'm happy with. But I think these two soldiers with the one hunter, yeah, that's definitely gonna be enough.
It will be done.
Let's check this out. Wow, so the hunter has got a really good range here. Nice. Oh wow, that was a good shot. Now, these hunters are super effective, I must say.
Right away. It will be done.
I'm gonna just move her away.
At once.
Go, go, go. Attack, attack, attack. There we go. So that one got scared off. There we go. Beautiful. Well done, guys. So you can see there, my soldiers, they're not really that strong even with the proper weapons. So that's why I'm going to need a full party to attack this camp. And I suppose I'm going to attack or take my hunters with to also help with the attack. I'm going to now take a leap of faith. I did get a bunch of extra villagers into the town. And I've got a decent amount of gold also in my storage. I did a few trades. You can see the trader is going on his way now. I managed to sell quite a few different things from my village and just accumulate all of that gold. Now, I think what I want to do is I want to maybe assign 10 soldiers here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all my hunters. I've got 3 hunters that I'm going to take with these soldiers to try and take out this bandit camp. Now, I'm hoping we're going to succeed. I'm going to first go for the towers. Because the watchtowers, they're also very clever. They will go for your ranged units first. And obviously they're not as strong as your infantry. So let's do this. Another 9. I don't know how much this is going to cost me. Yeah, we should have enough gold. And the thing is, I'm going to just keep them for a little while. Now, only some of them can get shields and only some of them can get good weapons. The rest is going to have crude weapons with hide coats. That's going to be their only defense. Let's just see. We still got enough labor force to keep us going. And hopefully I don't lose that many soldiers. Oh, it's pretty daunting. Usually I'm way more prepared to take on these bandit camps. But because they're in such an awkward place, I need to get going with it now.
As you command.
Yeah. So these guys, we're going to bring them here. And my hunter lady, I want you to come this side.
Work to be done.
We're going to take all of our hunters and just kind of like bring them together over here. Here we go. Okay, so we've got our 3 hunters. We've got our infantry. I've got to really coordinate this well. Trying to let all of them attack at the same time. So it's pretty easy to see where the watchtower is. So right on the iron deposit. The trees are in the way, but it's literally on top of this iron deposit. So I'm going to send my infantry to go for the tower first. And maybe we can use our hunters to target the soldiers. If I can see them. Yeah, there's one guy over here. Oh, they don't allow me to attack the actual guy. Yeah, I suppose we need to get a bit closer. Yeah, I'm keeping everything in slow motion. So that I can try and coordinate this a little bit better. There we go. So you can see the hunters, they take a lot of damage from these watchtowers. Oh man. So far, it doesn't look like I lost anybody. That's good. Let's go for the watchtower. Oh, we're actually doing really good.
Right away.
Oh, beautiful. I can't actually believe I didn't lose one of my soldiers. And I kind of hardly used my hunters. Oh, that is so cool. Right, so I'm going to let them retreat. And I'm going to have to unassign a whole bunch of my soldiers. As you can see, we're very deep into the miners. And unfortunately for this iron deposit, it's not looking very good. But on the upside, we've got 2 patches of herbs here, which is going to help us upgrade our houses to the 2nd tier, which I'm happy about, very happy about. And we've got a few other resources here that we can use with the forager. So yeah, that's good. I think let's just quickly go here and just unassign a whole bunch of our soldiers. Let's just do this. So they will take all of the hide coats and the weapons that they had with them. They will take it to my storage and they'll go and do some other menial job. And it's going to take some time for that to just normalize, if I could say it like that. We did get some gold also by taking out this bandit camp. So that's going to keep us going also for a while longer. And now we've got quick access to this clay pit, so that's really great. And we can send some scouts maybe. Let's just explore this area a little bit. We've got quite a while still before the next winter comes. So I want to try and just see what's around us here. I'm going to pull a road through right over here, like so. And we're going to assign ourselves a forager. Pretty much on this spot. And with the radius that we've got already pre-assigned to the forager, I think this is going to be perfect. Just for now at least. We've got 3 patches of herbs that we can collect from. And because we've got the 1 knowledge point assigned here to the woodlaw, we are going to get more resources out of that. And that should sustain our villages with the amount of herbs that we need in order to upgrade them. Now we've got that extra knowledge point, and I just want to make sure. I think what we can do is maybe we should go... Oh, I'm very tempted to unlock the animal husbandry. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go for it. Say confirm. Yeah, I think we need to get going with that. That's just got to stabilize our food a lot. And I want to specifically get the chicken coops up. They are relatively cheap to buy from the traders. And they are easily fed and maintained the health, and they multiply. So we can get eggs, we can get meat. Overall, it's just one of the best starting meats or livestock that you can have. Is to just get yourself the chickens. So you can see our labor force is currently 19 available laborers, 5 builders. That's good. I'm going to extend the houses further. I'm trying to think what else we can do to lure more people into our village. I suppose if we place some items that's increasing the desirability, I think that might make a difference. See, we've got 1 person that immigrated now. I'm not sure if I'm going to get the house in here. Oh, I'm going to have to change this up. Let's first build this bottom one. That's it. And now the nice thing is that we can harvest all of these trees without any hassle or threats that's going to attack us. We've got some stone that we can mine. And plenty of fishing spots. And here we've got even more herbs. So yeah, that is going to come in handy very soon. Right, so we've explored all the regions here at the bottom. I just want to see what's happening here at the top. Nothing of value except for the clay. But we've got enough clay now to keep us going for a very long time. There's a small patch of herbs. I don't see any roots though. No, nothing. Let's have a look at the resources that we've got. So we've got a decent amount of meat. We've got some berries. But we do have to build up our food. Definitely. We've got these 2 fishing spots here, right? So we can maybe look at adding another fishing spot over here. So let's build another fisherman's hut over here. This is a nice spot actually, because the lake is curving here. You can really increase the multiplier when you've got a curving point of the lake. And here we've got our forager now. And I think I'm going to just move it slightly more inland so that we can grab some of those greens. Now, it's pretty miraculous that I've not lost 1 person. We in year 7. And I literally didn't have 1 casualty. Even attacking the bandit camp, we didn't lose anybody. How cool is that? I think that's a record for me. let's get some decorative structures up. So want to do some small gardens here in between. Let's do one over there. I'm gonna place one here. And I don't know if I'll squeeze in one there, but maybe on this side we can have a little flower bed. We can do the small statues also in between these houses. They will definitely fit. I just wanted to show you, so we've got a trader now that's selling dogs. For some reason the dogs are more expensive than the cows, and the cows are already so expensive. I'm not really sure where you're supposed to place the dogs when you do purchase them. We're going to check that out on a later stage once I've got some extra gold. I do think you can assign the dog into a single house, and that will boost that house's entertainment or keep it at 100% no matter what. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I read it does. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what other benefit the dog will give. Maybe more desirability, I'm guessing. But yeah, I'm curious to see this. We definitely just have to build up our capital. Now, I had a villager now that died. This is my first villager that died. Some sort of bear came in here. Oh, there he is. Oh, okay. This was actually my hunter. So he almost managed to take out the bear, but just didn't make it. I've got myself built a work camp over here, and I think we're going to just go ahead and assign wood. We don't have any stone close by except for this little piece. Gonna just manually harvest that. And we're gonna have to assign a few workers here just to mine these pieces. Hopefully they can get to it. The stone's not looking too bad though. We're gonna try and save our stone as much as we can. Now this is what I like to see. So here, ooh, unfortunately, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. This trader sells chickens, but I don't have any chicken coops set up yet. Oh boy. Let's maybe do this. I'm gonna pull the road through towards this side. Keep it kind of like in a straight line. And let's maybe go ahead and place ourselves a chicken coop over here. We can always move it on a later stage. But for now, let's just go ahead and place it here. I'm gonna let them prioritize this and assign as many builders as I can. It looks like I can only assign 2. But I'm gonna prioritize this, get them going with this chicken coop, and then hopefully I can purchase a few chickens. So there's quite a few things that we can sell to this trader. We've got the hide coats, which is very valuable. And I'm gonna sell a lot of them. And we can sell some shoes. And then I'm gonna sell a couple of planks. Our wood production will be pretty good going forward since we've got this work camp now. And I think with all of those goods that we're selling, we should be able to generate a decent amount of coin for the chickens. We only need 153 per chicken. It is at a higher price though, but it's fine. We'll manage with that. We've still got 60 days before the trader leaves, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, I'm starting to get a lot of typhoid. No, I think let's go ahead and build ourselves a soap shop. I've got the herbs now, so I think we might as well build this. Let's squeeze it in here, just below the graveyard. I'm gonna have to unassign some workers at different places because our labor force is slowly dropping. Just make sure that we get these items sold. You see, there we got a decent amount of gold now. So I'm gonna maybe look at purchasing 4 chickens just to start with. I don't want to purchase too many because we do need to feed them. And we use the root vegetables and I think also the greens to feed them. It's a combination between those two. And then if we've got hay or any wheat products, we can also use that to feed them. managed to purchase this chickens just in time. So I've got currently, there's 4 chickens now that we've got over here. I've got 2 villagers assigned, and I think I'm going to just keep it that way to make sure that they've always got food and that we can harvest the eggs effectively. They are going to multiply pretty quickly. And yeah, the soap shop is up. So we're going to now get rid of all this typhoid illnesses and whatever else we're going to get. And you can already see that we've got a couple of these houses that's upgrading. Let's see where our desirability is at. So a lot of these houses, they're already over 30%. And that is what we need in order for these shelters to upgrade. So maybe we can look at what else we can add here to just increase the desirability. The best thing I can think of adding here in the center is the festival pole. This is a really nice public service building which gives a good amount of desirability. It gives entertainment. So I think it would be good to maybe have it here close to the market. So let's squeeze it in over here. We've got all of the resources that we need for it. So I'm going to just go ahead and pop it down like so. I am thinking of moving this chicken coop to a different location. Or rather, we can just move these hunting cabins. We can move literally just to this side of the road. This is an easier solution, I think. Let's just place them on this side of the road. And then we can make our camp right on the spot where it is. And we can add a few other chicken coops on a later stage. But I'm going to just move this grazing area a little bit. That's perfect. So that's enough space now for me to do the fencing. Let's just get going with that. Roads and fencing. There we go. I think what I am going to do is I'm going to remove this road and I'm going to bring the fencing around. Let's just take that away. Yeah, I'm going to remove this road and I'm going to bring the fencing all the way around. Oh, so somebody died from the typhoid. I should have set up this soap shop a little bit earlier, but it's okay. We've only got access to the herbs very recently, so... yeah, you see, this is fine. I'm going to just leave the hunters on this side of the road. Now, I've got enough resources to start building the temple, and I think I'm going to do that because we will get another knowledge point just by having it placed. And then after that, we should probably also get the academy set up. With the academy, it does take 8 gold monthly for the maintenance, and we're going to need a lot of workers. So I'm going to wait until we get the next influx of immigrants, but... let's just go ahead and place the temple. I'm thinking of putting it over here. So pretty much in line with where the houses are going to be placed. I think it's going to just look cool having it here. And then right next to it, we will continue building more houses. We can use the center place or the centerpiece here. Maybe to build like a bakery and a few other decorative structures. I think the temple is just going to take up too much space here in the center. We might fit in a theater here at the top. I'm going to just go for it. Let's just put it down like so. And I'm going to extend this road up. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit wonky. There we go. Okay, so then from there we can proceed on adding more houses. And it's so cool that we've got the relic or the excavation site literally right next to the temple. So we should be able to get that extracted quite quickly. We've got to also take in consideration, sometimes when you excavate, there's raiders that will just out of nowhere pop out. And they will try and stop you from excavating the site. So I'm going to need my my soldiers close by. I don't actually have enough soldiers. I took away all of them. I think I've only got one left. Oh, I've got two left. Okay. And speaking of the raiders, yeah, we've got an attack coming up. So I'm thinking maybe I should just go ahead and add an extra light infantry. Recruit. Yeah, so I'm going to use these 3 light infantry. That should be fine for this raid. And we can add 1 or 2 hunters to also help defend. Now, while we wait for these raiders to approach, I just want to see if there's anything that we can get here. Ooh, we can buy cats, and the cats are more expensive than the dogs. I'm really just so curious to know what they do and where do you place them. You must build a cat kennel before you can trade for the cats. Now, where would we build the kennels? I thought you would just place them in the houses. But you need to get a kennel. Would it be part of the decorative? No. You see, I don't even know if we'll be able to get a kennel at this stage. I'm not sure if it's incorporated into this playtest yet. But I would so love to see how it would work with them. Oh, here they come. Okay, so let's just check this out. We've got now the 3 soldiers, which I think is okay for this group of raiders. We're definitely going to need to have our hunters with. So I'm going to just maybe take 2 hunters.
Work to be done.
So there's our 1 hunter. We're going to just bring that other one.
What is it?
There we go. Then we've got 5 people that can help defend for us. And how many raiders have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I can just do this. 11 raiders. Keep on forgetting they do show how many is going to come. Okay, my villagers are running away. So that's good. It doesn't look like there's any threat for them on that side. I think let's just use the hunters to snipe this first guy. Nice.
As you command.
Okay, perfect. Oh, my hunters are really good. Oh, that was easy.
It will be done.
Come on, take this guy. There we go. We'll just let that one can run away. I don't mind. Let's see what's happening here. So with the second trader, we can sell clay if we wanted to. I suppose that's what I need to do, because I don't really have anything else that I can sell, so I'm going to just sell a whole bunch of clay. We're waiting for some more immigrants to come in so that I can assign them at different places, like here with the candle shop, the soap shop. We need way more workers in pretty much all of the production. And you can see the storage is full on this side. I don't think we've got enough laborers to take it back to our cellar. Now the wheat levels are at a level where I'm actually quite happy with it. So let's see what we can assign over here. I'm thinking I must do something different maybe. Maybe I should go for the hay. This does work for the chickens as well. I thought it's only for the cows, goats and horses, but the chickens also benefit from the hay. Our temple is done and that's given me another knowledge point. So I'm going to go ahead and research the grain crops. And we can maybe look at just adding some grain crops here by this field, maybe for the next year. The fertility is not looking too bad, but I'm thinking I'm going to go for the buckwheat. It's got the least amount of negative effect on the crop field. So you can see with the wheat, the standard wheat, it's -8 on the fertility. So that's pretty crazy. With the rye, it's a -6 impact, which is also extreme. But with the buckwheat, it's only -1. So that's why it's not so bad to actually have the buckwheat. There's a possibility of maybe even squeezing another resource in here. Just want to see. So for the buckwheat, they've got a good tolerance for heat. So having them in midsummer is really good. I'm thinking I'm going to leave it like there. Let's see if we can squeeze in the peas somewhere. Yeah, just like that. Don't know if there's anything else that we can squeeze in yet. No. So that's going to be that. That's a good way, I think, to set it out, because we do get a positive impact on the fertility with the peas. With the hay, it's also just a -1 on the fertility. Let's go ahead and excavate over here. We don't have a big labor force, but I'm going to just say prioritize. And we've got to maybe be on standby here with our soldiers, because as I've mentioned before, raiders will sometimes just pop out of nowhere to try and stop you from excavating. Let's just maybe say 10, whatever. The quicker we can get it done, the better, and then everybody can jump back into work when they're done. I'm hoping for something really good that will either benefit my soldiers or impact the production for the hunting grounds or for the trees regrowing, something in that line. Great stuff. We've got 4 extra villagers and 2 new villagers born. So at the moment, yeah, the labor force is looking good. It's at the place of where it should be. So I think obviously with the good amount of food that we've got available and a good desirability, we've got some of the houses now that's at 40% desirability. The temple contributing a lot to that. And we've got plenty of space left here in the center for decorative items or public service buildings, like the bakery, for example. And that is definitely one of the next things on my list. I was thinking of adding some more crop fields more towards this side, like roundabout over here. And then just bringing a whole line of crop fields down, going this way. We've obviously got to fence it out from the start because we've got the deer that's exploring everywhere around here. But these crop fields I'm going to make a little bit bigger. So we can maybe go for... Let's go for the 5x8. I think this is a decent size. I'm going to put it down just like that. We can add another worker here to the work camp. And then I'm going to just have to leave it for now again. I've got my 3 soldiers here. 2 of them have got good armor. So they've got the Hoboks, and that's what we collected from the bandit camp that we took out. So that was a really good call, just taking that bandit camp out. Oh, I did some extra exploring. And we've got a really nice sandpit here, which I'm super grateful for. Now that's really going to come in handy. We're going to just have to extend the road all the way down, and then we've got this iron deposit, which I'm most likely also going to use. And then there's another sandpit here of almost 13,000. So I was thinking I'm going to have to import pretty much all of my sand. But now we've got two deposits together, and we've got an infinite stone deposit here. Wow, so in the end game, we are really set within this area. At first it didn't look like there was much going on around here, but just going out a little bit further, you can see all of these things. Gilda's coin purse. Oh, lovely. This is so great. So we've got minus 20% reduced upkeep for the soldiers. I'm very happy with that. We can just assign it here to the temple. And once we've got some extra villagers, I can assign another person to the temple, and then we can go ahead and take out this excavation site. Actually, we might as well just do it now. We don't have to slot the relic in, but we can just excavate. Seeing that our food is now looking good, want to take advantage of the time. Just excavating as soon as possible. Let's say 10 and prioritize. We're going to keep the soldiers there. We do have space for another 22 villagers to immigrate to our town. I actually got the worst relic that I could have gotten within this excavation site. So it is called, let me just see here, the Ark of the Vengeful Dead. It is such a silly one. I mean, if you like being attacked by bandits, I suppose it's nice. But it really just makes your life more difficult, so there's no benefit in it. That's the one relic which I feel is so useless. But in any case, it is what it is. We did find a salvage site over here, which I'm going to send some villagers out soon. I think, let's just see, how many have we got available? 9 laborers. You know what, let's do it. Let's send out these guys to salvage. I will send my troops as well. But we might get some really good things. Maybe some extra armors and stuff for our soldiers, extra weapons. Definitely a little bit of gold. So this crop field is done. What we can do is we can just do the clovers and work the land. That's going to be going for at least the next 2 years. And now this year with the one crop field, we will get some buckwheat. I want to do something similar with one of the other crop fields. Maybe let's do it with this one. We can get our wheat production going. Now I do need to set up my granary before we get the wheat. Storage, granary. And we'll squeeze it in here somewhere. Now my production area is getting a bit small. I'm thinking there must be... I must find another location of where I can do my production. Maybe going up this way. Just having some production buildings. But the granary I'll squeeze in here for now. I think let's do it over here. I don't want to add anything else here because I want to maybe on a later stage build the palisade wall. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, but that is something that I'm working towards. And once we get those extra villages, I'm going to set up my pottery because now we've got so much clay. We can really get started with that. Now I already had some planks in my storage within the trading post, and that's something that we can sell. I'm not going to sell anything else. The hide coats is going for a very bad price. And it doesn't look like there's anything that I want to purchase except for the Tome of Knowledge. And now I'm thinking maybe I should sell some more items, because that Tome of Knowledge is really going to help. So let's sell some baskets. I suppose we can do a couple of extra planks maybe. And I'm going to just see if we're going to get enough gold for those 2 items that we're selling. And then I'll go ahead and purchase the Stone of Knowledge. Yeah, only just enough. Buy. Good. Right, and in 2 months we're going to get another Tome of Knowledge. So that's perfect. Now let's see here. I've got 570 coin in my storage. In my town storage. So we've got to get started here with the academy. The academy does cost 120 stone though, which is crazy for us at this stage. We've got no stone. Well, 58, but nothing close to the village that we can harvest, unfortunately. So I'm afraid the academy is going to have to wait for a little while longer. Let's just see here, what can we do next? I've got to research the mining, which we can access the mining with only 1 knowledge point. So that's not too bad. I'm very tempted to research the market forces, which can upgrade the market to the market square. That's an easy way to boost the desirability, and then you get more workers in the market square. So let's do that. And then with my next knowledge points, I'm maybe going to consider just doing the mining. We are getting 32 stone from this excavation site, and we can go ahead and harvest this one also. Let's see, so the desirability, yeah. We can look for some ways to get some extra decorative items here in between. I just want to see here for the small grass clearing. How will we place this actually? Oh, okay. It's just like tiny little blocks that you squeeze in. I want to see if I can squeeze another one in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to. Nah, they're not gonna allow me. Oh, oh, oh. I did see it there. Yes. Got it. Well, there's not really much to this grass clearing. Doesn't look like much, to be honest. I thought it was going to be slightly greener. So this trader, they want candles. I don't have a lot of that though. I've got one heavy tool, which I'm probably going to use for my mill. Oh, that's okay. I'm not going to trade anything for now. Oh, I suppose it is a little bit greener. If you look at the grass or the land over here, it is slightly greener. Okay. It does fill up the space nicely. So wherever we've got gaps in between the houses, we can just use this small grass clearing. I'm going to just go ahead and research the mine I've already. Yeah, there we go. Got it selected. Oh, sweet. 14 extra people. Now that's what I'm talking about. So now from here, we can look at adding some more villages to the different production. We do have wax available, so maybe we can go ahead and add another worker here to the candle workshop. And we need to look for a spot where we can place our pottery. So the pottery building. Let's actually place it over here. I'm going to pull this road through. That's it. And I think it will fit nicely here. There's still enough space for us to do the palisade wall if we really want to. And it doesn't affect the houses negatively, so let's place it... I'm going to bring it a bit up. Let's place it over here. I've got just enough planks for it. Now it's taking a lot of stone, which I really want to use for the academy. But I'll just have to send out the villagers a little bit further out to get that stone. We've got at least now enough laborers to go and gather stone wherever they can. I suppose it's not a bad idea to lay some roads over here to just help with the moving. And now that we've got a decent amount of wood, I'm going to go ahead and set out some fences. I have enough resources and staff for the academy now, so let's just see where would be a good location for it. This is now from the salvage site that I had here at the bottom. So let's just say, okay, we've got that extra knowledge point, which is beautiful. I'm thinking this is maybe a good location for the academy, here by the temple. I feel like it's not a bad idea to just keep them relatively close together. All the different types of scribes. Yeah, let's build it there. I'm gonna check now what extra knowledge I got, but I want to add another well on this side. We've got a really nice water bonus over here. And then I'm guessing we can have another well on this side. Maybe here on the inside. Just like so. Let's do it like that. Let's see where we can assign this knowledge point. So... minus 20% work to produce firewood. Pottery, linen clothes, produce soap. That is a nice benefit to have, but I think there's a lot of other stuff that takes preference. For example, the healer's house. I do think this is the next step that we've got to go into. We've got to get that healer house set up. So the healer house cost me 25 gold a month, which we don't have enough at this stage. I'm going to have to get way more villagers in. I did get a whole bunch now, but it's still not enough gold that we're producing monthly. You can see there that I've got 20 laborers available and I've got 7 people working as the builders. We're going to just carry on extending this circle, building the residential area. Let's maybe do this. I'm going to place the house on this side, and then we can also determine how we want to do the road layout. I'm going to do it the same as I did with the other blocks. Maybe have 4 houses here on the outside and then 3 on the inside. And then we can corner it off. I'm going to try and bring it a little bit deeper in. That's it. 1, 2, and then 3. And that's that. I'm going to stop right there and then we'll pull the road through. I want to see how the chicken population is doing. So we've got now 13. From here on forward, it's going to accumulate much faster. Then once we get to, I would say about 20 population, then we can build ourselves a second chicken coop. And we can just expand this, what do you call it, the grazing area. We can expand it. You can see I've already made the camp here and kept the space open here for more crop fields. I'm going to let this process run for another year. Then the wheat level and rockiness should be low enough for us to then just start with whatever production we want to do. Let's see what this trader has got for us. So they are willing to purchase herbs from me, which I've got so much of. So I'm going to go ahead and sell a whole bunch of that, and they're willing to purchase clothing. So we can do that. We can add the clothing, and then, yeah, they don't have anything that I want, except maybe for this one, the Antlers of the Great Spirit, but that's too expensive. That's going to give us a 30% extra yield for the hunter cabins, which is amazing. Now we've got to keep on building our housing space up to at least 200 something, because in order for us to get to the tier 3 town center, we need 200 population, 200 planks, which shouldn't be too hard to do, and 3000 gold. So yeah, as you can see, it's all coming together now, the whole look of the public area or the residential area. We're going to just fill this little block still. Might get some, maybe 6 houses in here. And we'll fit in a few extra maybe at the top. But this is a nice big space for, let's say, the theater, for example. And then what we can do, we can expand the houses out. Maybe a few extras here on the outside. Because you see, when we upgrade the market to the market square, we need 60 bricks to do that. But then the range is going to go much further out. And we can then have a couple of houses here on the outskirts. They're still going to get a nice desirability boost from all of these decorative items that we've got in the middle. There we go. We've got the herbs and the clothing. So that's giving us a decent amount of gold to work with. If we get anything nice from another trader, then we can at least buy something. Our pottery production, it's slowly accumulating. I suppose I need to add more workers here. Quite funny, I've got 4 workers and we're still not producing enough pottery. Let's maybe do this. Let's add 1 extra worker. Or let's do 2. 2 extra workers there, and then I'm going to definitely need another 2 here for the clay pit. Oh, this is a different trader now. I didn't even notice. Targus Hammer, Blacksmith and Armories works 20% faster. This is a very nice one. But it costs a pretty penny also. I suppose we can sell some soap. Oh, we really do need tools, eh? We've got a decent amount of weapons now from all the salvage sites that we found. And we can purchase stone at a really good price. So now I'm a little bit conflicted on whether I should purchase the extra weapons or just get an extra stone. The heavy tool is also not badly priced. Let's go for this. I'm going to get 1 heavy tool. Purchase some extra stone. Maybe just 40. And then let's see how many tools can we get. 4 tools. That's pretty much it. Okay, but I think it was a good purchase overall. Now let's see if we can complete this block over here. I'm guessing we're going to get 4, maybe 5 houses in here. Yeah, this is kind of like on a very awkward angle. That's 3. Yeah, I'm gonna go for 5. So the road is going to come a little bit in. You know, in fact, I'm gonna rather do this. Let's clear the site. I need to bring this road back. This road is coming too much in here. And I know I've got my academy that's being set up here now, but I can kind of like bring it out with a little bit of an angle. Okay, that's better. Now at least we will be able to maybe fit in more houses. So if we do it like this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, and then we can maybe fit another 2 in here. 1, 2. It's gonna come a little bit in, but I want to see if this is gonna work. Maybe if I pull the road from this angle. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's actually shaping it into a nice circle. Okay, great stuff. I think if all of these houses upgrade to the second tier, we're going to be very close to 200 population. I'm going to add another 2 workers here to the academy. Let's see, yeah, so the labor force has dropped now quite a bit again. But I'm happy with the current layout that we've got over here. It's looking really, really nice. So once we get to the tier 3, I want to see where we can fit the theater. I'm assuming this is going to be a good location for it. But we can just go ahead and pull this road through. Now, obviously, the nice thing about this layout is that we can fit in the rat catcher. And the rat catcher is going to cover this whole area, as you can see. If I can get it right next to the marketplace over here, it's going to safeguard all of these houses from the rats. So I definitely think this is going to be the location for the rat catcher. I'm going to just go ahead and place it right over here. It's time for us to get started with the bread production. So let's go here and first get our windmill up. I do have 2 extra heavy tools. We do need flax, however, to build the wind turbine for the windmill. I'm going to just go ahead and set it up for now. We do have some flax crop fields going on this side, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we should be getting enough flax from this one yield. And I just want to set up a few things on this side as well. So we've got, for the next crop field or the next harvest, we'll have the rye. And then we're going to do the root vegetables and the peas. And then after that, we can do, this year, we can do the clovers and the flax. Currently, I've got 4 soldiers and I'm going to just bring them towards this side. I want to take out these wolf dens. I think there's only one. Yeah, so I'm going to send them here Just take out these wolf dens and do a little bit of exploring. See what else we can find here. I'm pretty sure we will find some extra iron deposits. But this is a nice sand deposit, both of these two. It's almost 20,000 with the two combined. So let's see here, with this extra knowledge point, where can we assign this? 50% production from the honey and wax. I think let's go for this. I'm pretty confident with my capabilities of the soldier, so I'm not going to spend too much energy and resources on building the defenses. There's another infinite deposit of gold.
As you command. At once.
Yeah, taking out the wolves with the soldiers, they're very effective.
Right away. As you command.
Let's just do some more exploring, see what there is to find here. So it's actually a very small mountain. Oh, this one guy got sick.
As you command. It will be done. At once. It will be done.
Ah, there we go. So this was what I was looking for. 9,000 iron ore. But this is actually very far from where we are. But I think if we've got our temporary shelter set up like in between, there's even more iron. Another 5,000. So this is a really ideal spot to get the mining going for like many different things. And then we've got a small body of water. Or thin body of water rather, maybe it is big. Nothing else of interest that I can see. I just got another influx of immigrants, and now there's a few things that I want to focus on specifically. I definitely want to get the healer's house up now. I've got a lot of gold in my storage. My monthly income is at 17 and I need 25, which isn't that big of a problem because I'm gonna now just transfer a lot of the gold from the trading post into my storage, which, oh, there we go. It's already transferred now. So you can see there I've got almost 3,000, which is great. So that should keep us, sustain us for a really long time. I think I'm going to place the healer's house right over here. This is a pretty good spot. Now also from here, I want to extend this road down. Let's just bring it down straight like this. And then from here we can kind of like bring it in with an angle. And I want to take it to this location where we can find all of these resources, the stone, the gold, the sand, all of that stuff. I'm going to just extend the road all the way. Yeah, so let's make a branch out to this way, to the sand. And I'm going to branch it out from this side. Let's branch it out like this. Pull it down. Just want to see, where is this? There we go. Now this is really far. But I'm going to have to do this. Now we have this boar spawning point. And they're going to become a hassle. I'm going to send my soldiers out just to take this boar spawning point out. And we have to look at more fishing spots. So I've got already 3 here. 1, 2, 3. And we can consider maybe getting another fishing spot over here. Now, as you can see, the food levels have dropped again. Seeing that we got so many people that came into town. I'm going to place it right over there, and then we're going to use this spot as a fishing ground. Building another crop field over here. I'm going to just do the one for now. Just make sure I don't overuse all of my laborers. The windmill is up and running, and that means we can get started with the bakery. Here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and place the bakery over here like so. We can leave a little space maybe for decorative items, but I'm gonna put it down just like that. We might need to also look at getting some more wells, so I'm gonna go ahead and can actually slot it in maybe here more to the center. It's still far enough away from the other wells. Let's just place it over here. There we go. Right, so here we are.
It will be done.
Now we're gonna have these boars running around. Unfortunately, with my infantry, every time I get close, they start running away. So I don't think we're gonna be able to catch them. At least the den has been destroyed, so I'm happy with that. Once these roads are done, I'm thinking of maybe starting with the iron mine first. That's what we need the most. Just to get our iron production going. I did build a second wagon shop right over here. We can maybe assign another worker. And this one will be responsible for collecting the iron ore. There we go. So the healer's house is up. And you can see there with our coin, it's only -6, which isn't too bad. We can live with that. And we've got currently 390 flour. It's still accumulating. Well, it dropped now again. I don't know why. Do they use the flour for anything else other than for the bakery? I'm not sure. But anyways, that's a decent amount of flour. There we go. The bakery is up. Crops ready for assignment. Just do our normal routine. That's it. Now we've got to wait for the next influx of villagers to come in. You just assign a few jobs and then you're already out of workers. And out of food, that's another thing. And so speaking of that, let's see how we can boost our food. Maybe I should go for this one. The non-meat products. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. Let's just say confirm. I've got the forging set up. I think I'll only consider unlocking the blacksmith forge once there's enough workers. At this stage, we're not going to get even close to that. So now you can see with the extra healer's house and bakery, the desirability has gone up even further. So we've got some of the houses now that's at 46 desirability. In order for us to get to the tier 3 houses, we need a 60% desirability. Which will be easily obtainable. I mean, once we've got these tier 3 decorative structures around these houses, then they're going to really boost the desirability. My market is upgraded now, so here you can see how the range has increased. So that gives us plenty of space for extra houses to connect to the same market. That is so awesome. So let's do this. I'm going to just build a whole bunch of houses here on the outside. is facing inwards. Let's do it like this. I'm gonna maybe just do 4 right up next to each other, and then we'll leave a little gap to make roads in between. That's it. So let's make a little space. I'm gonna just pull the road through, make sure that it does go through. There we go, and then we can add a couple of extra. I should be, if I'm lucky, I should be able to get another 4 in. If I fit it very tight, no, it doesn't look like it. I'm gonna just stick with the 3 for this block. We can add some decorative items over there. But there you can see they're all still within range of the market square. And this should give us now a very decent amount of housing space, over 200. And that will then set us up to get the tier 3 town center. Now we just finished the flagpole over here. And let's see how the desirability is looking. So some of these houses has gone up to over the 50%, 52 for the highest here. I've decided to move my work camp down towards this side. I think let's just add another worker over here, and I'm going to say I'm going to make the ratio 1:1 for both the wood and the stone. Although we've got enough stone, so maybe let's make it 2:1 between the wood and the stone. I've got a temporary shelter here stocked with everything that they need with a little well. So if anybody gets caught in a storm or with raiders or whatever it may be, they'll be sorted here. Now I've created this road to come all the way down here to where the iron ore is. I'm just waiting for some extra villagers. We've got a decent amount of labor force, but I don't want to commit them to the iron yet. And then we flattened the surface over here for the sand. We're gonna have to flatten it even further. It's a much steeper slope than I thought it was. My goodness, okay, there we go. So it will fit in over there if we place it right there. Okay, cool. I did some further exploring, and over on this side I found a salvage site. But as I pulled the road closer, it said that there's a bandit camp nearby. So I think it's more or less over here. And I'm very tempted to send my soldiers out. I've got much stronger soldiers now. Some of them have got the hauberks, the stronger armor. And seeing that we did so well with the previous bandit camp attack, I think this is going to be sufficient to take on the bandit camp here at the top. I've got better armor, better weapons, and almost everybody, well, everybody do have shields except for the one. Okay, now he also has got a shield. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'm very tempted to send them out to that side and take on the bandit camp so that we can get the loot from that camp specifically, and then also from the salvage side. Before I head out, I'm definitely going to do that, but I'm going to just build a small mine over here. I just want to clear out this iron. It's not a lot, but I want to get rid of it. Otherwise, it's going to bother me if I see this little symbol here the whole time. And let's just see. I've done all my trades over here. Okay, so I'm happy with that. Let's go ahead and send the soldiers out. We just need to kind of keep them together. You see, they don't really have a large or a far sight. So we're going to have to just slowly crawl forward until we can see that bandit camp. Now there's the salvage site. Oh, there's the bandit camp. There we go. I don't know if this is the only one, but I'm gonna attack them. Oh, this is gonna be a battle. We might actually lose a soldier over here. We got really decent loot.
will be done.
Yay. Okay, everybody survived. Yeah, I thought we'll do okay. So now we're getting that extra loot from this bandit camp. We've got the salvage site, and here's also an excavation site. Okay, fantastic. Hopefully we can get something nice from this excavation site. Let's maybe leave my soldiers over here. I'm gonna send villagers out to salvage this. We got some new immigrants now coming in. That's good. So that also encourages me now to go through with this. And we got some extra technology points, or knowledge points rather, by taking out that bandit camp. I got 2. That's amazing. I know sometimes you get those points, but you're not always guaranteed of it. Now I'm just a little bit unsure of where I want to assign this. I suppose we can get the armory built. We've already got the foundry, the blacksmith forge. So the next logical step would probably be the foundry. Or the armory. And then I think this trade center. We cannot build the trade center until we add a tier 3 town center. But we're getting close to everything that we need for the town center to go to tier 3. We need 200 population. That's the biggest thing that we're waiting on. The gold we can accumulate quickly, and also the planks. In fact, I do want to assign another worker here to the saw pit. And I'm going to just tell these workers to chop down all of these trees. See, the wood is running a little bit low.
What needs doing?
Yeah, so they're going pretty quick with the salvaging over here. I'm going to just go ahead and also say excavate. Oh, that's already done. That was really quick. So we've got the hide coats. We've got some tools, which is a real blessing. We haven't had tools since forever. Ooh, it still says here, warning, a raider camp nearby. That means there's another raider camp here. Okay, but now I'm curious. I want to go and explore. But I think I'm going to just protect the workers for now first, before we head out. It's getting close to winter. Oh man. Yeah, I shouldn't have actually let these guys come out. Let's just do a little bit of exploring. Ah, there we go. So that's where the bandit camp is, or the raider camp rather. So interesting that we've got 2 raider camps right next to each other. Good for me though. I've got a strong enough army to take them on. Yeah, see now all the villagers are going back because it's too cold. So while they run back, hopefully they don't get hypothermia, we can go ahead and attack this bandit camp.
At once.
They've only got 1 watchtower, looks like it. That's good for us. Beautiful. There we've got another Tome of Knowledge. And you can see on the map there's a little flashing dot That means these raiders, they coming here to this excavation site. They're trying to protect it. But I'm going to now just send my soldiers down. Just let them rally over here so that we can protect it. Before we carry on, let's see what else we can research over here. I'm kind of like leaning towards this area over here. Agricultural. Maybe for the wagons, because we're going to have to carry the iron very far. Yeah, let's do that. The raiders are getting close. Should be here any moment. Here they come. Oh, this is a small raiding party. Oh, there we go. Nice and easy. Yeah, see, that was what I was afraid of. We got a villager now that got frostbite because I send them out in the winter time. Normally I don't send them out, but there was just so many things going on. I just couldn't help myself. I'm gonna just leave them there. Let them continue excavating over here. We're halfway there. I got a really cool relic from that excavation site. So let's just assign another worker here. I want to show you, this is the one I got, the ashes of the martyr. So that gives another 25% health for our villagers. So when they go out and do their day-to-day jobs, and let's say they get attacked by raiders or predators, they've got a much better chance now to survive. So I'm really happy about that. And another thing that I've noticed, I can actually upgrade the trading post. I thought I had to have a tier 3 town center, but it doesn't look like it. I just needed to do the research and make sure that I've got all the material, which I've got. So that's really awesome. I'm going to just complete my trades here because, yeah, before I get into that, I want to finish this. So the tools, they are selling for an excellent price. So I want to purchase really a lot of tools. I think let's just go with 24. And then I want to purchase some extra iron ingots. Let's maybe do 30 roundabout. And that's it. I'm not going to worry about anything else. I suppose we can get this armor. But nah, let's leave it. Upgrade. And I'm going to just say prioritize. And assign a few extra workers over there. I did get another tome of knowledge by taking or opening up that excavation site. So I've been going through these knowledge points so quickly now with all my discoveries. It just leaves me in a little bit of a pickle because I don't know always what's the next best step. We don't get a lot of droughts within the idyllic valley, so I don't know if I should bother going for this one, the drought tolerance. But if we do unlock this, then we can get up to the point of the selective breeding, which gives us 20% yield in the grain crops. You know what, let's do this. I'm gonna say let the trees regrow faster, because then ultimately we can build ourselves the forestry, which I think is very important and much needed. We're now standing at 170 population, so just another 30, then we can upgrade our population to the tier 3. So here we have another trader coming in. You know, it's another 30 days before this trader departs. Maybe I should just go ahead and sell some more pottery. Why not? I got a group of immigrants in now again, so there's a few things that I want to do with this extra workforce that I've got. So I want to build myself a coal mine over here. And we could just pull a road through down just like that. And once we've got the coal production going, we can then use the coal to assist here with the foundry. I specifically want to add myself a foundry. Now, I know I said I didn't want to expand further on this side, but it really is the best place for my production. So I'm going to go ahead and place the foundry over here if I can. I'm going to squeeze it in, or try to at least. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit tight. Let's see, maybe we can squeeze it in. No. I'm trying to really look for the best way to position this. And the only way I can seem to get this in is kind of like with a little bit of an angle. Yeah, let's just go ahead and pop it down like that. I think this is all I'm going to focus on, is to just get the foundry up, get my coal production going, because then we can make those iron ingots. I know we do have quite a few. Let's see how many workers are left after I've built these two structures. Because I want to assign at least 4 workers, I would say, here with a coal mine. And then 2 or 3 workers here with a foundry. We've got 2 sets of heavy tools. So we can accommodate both the foundry as well as the blacksmith forge. Just going to assign those 4 workers. And let's see, we've got 26 left. So there's plenty of workers left. I think we should be fine. I believe that within the next year we should be able to get to the goal of going to the tier 3 town center. We just need 12 more villages. And if we can keep our food levels at the place where it is at now, and the rest of it we can keep on its current levels, then yeah, I think we're going to definitely do it. We're going to get those immigrants in. And there we go. So the foundry is done. We're going to just focus on creating the iron ingots. I'm not going to create any gold as of yet. We're going to need a deep gold mine in order to start generating the gold. So here we've got the two infinite gold mines. And for some reason I can now see how much iron is left. So yeah, we've got 28 left. And we've got another knowledge point, so let's see where we can assign this. Reduce upkeep cost for guards and reduce upkeep cost for soldiers. I suppose this is a good one. I'm going to just say confirm. Because then we can fully staff our barracks over here. And I think I'm going to just add 2 archers. We can have at least 2 archers. Here we go. So we still have enough workers left, so let's maybe go ahead and build ourselves the blacksmith forge. And we can squeeze it in here. That's perfect. Got 2 raiding parties attacking me, but fortunately they're attacking from the same side. So we should be able to deal with them pretty quickly. I've got all of my soldiers. The barracks is fully staffed. We've got at least 2 archers now with crossbows. So I think that's going to really help. And I don't think I have to use my hunters to help us defend the town. You see, this is the good thing about building your town close to the bodies of water. I would love to see them bring in ships. So it will just change the dynamics of the game completely. If you had to defend your town like via the waters. You know, if enemies could come via the water, that would just make it so much more difficult. Right, so this mine ran out of iron ore, so we can just go ahead and take away all that stuff. And I'm gonna just take my soldiers out here. There they come. My blacksmith forge is up and running. I've just got 3 workers working there for now. What we can do is we can maybe set up our mine on this side. I'm slowing everything down so that we won't get attacked by the raiders. And I can just return on time. So let's do this. I'm going to place it right over there. And we're going to need a lot of workers to work there because they've got to travel very far. Wow, this is a pretty big raiding party. 42 soldiers. I don't know if we'll be able to fend them off, but I'm going to try. I'm going to just send my soldiers in and hope for the best.
It will be done.
Charge! Oh my goodness. It's not looking good for us. I think we'll do fine. We might lose 1 or 2 soldiers. But damn, these guys are pretty hardy. I've got my 2 crossbow archers here at the back. They're doing their thing. Oh yeah. We're taking them out really quickly.
As you command.
Ooh, this guy. Let's move this guy away. Oh yeah. How cool is that? See, I've got those added buffs on the soldiers. That's why we're doing so well. And we've got good armor, we've got the shields, good weapons. I do, however, think for the next raid we're going to have to be more prepared. It says that we're still under attack, but I don't know. Looks like we succeeded. We just get this hyped up music. But all the raiders are definitely gone. Let's see what we can do here. There's a few things that I might be interested in purchasing. So, for example, the heavy tools. I'm going to just go ahead and buy 1, seeing that we've got the blacksmith forge up and running. So it's not too big of a deal. And these guys are interested in buying smoked fish. It's the first time I'm seeing a trader that's willing to buy smoked fish. Or maybe it's the first time I just have enough to sell. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to have to keep that. The food levels are looking really nice. And we need only 4 villagers still to get to that 200 population. We are finally at that level now where we can upgrade the town center to tier 3. And I did some pretty good trades, so we've got enough gold. I'm going to just say upgrade. And we can go ahead and also just say prioritize, so that that can go a little bit quicker. We will get a knowledge point from that. And we're already close to getting another knowledge point, so we should be getting 2 knowledge points within the next 2 months. And I'm going to use, when we get to the tier 3 level, I'm going to use that tier 3 level to add a few decorative items and upgrade a few of the existing items. So for example, the festival pole can also be upgraded. That's a very affordable one to upgrade, although it is 650 gold to upgrade the festival pole. But yeah, I'm going to just do a few upgrades. Maybe within the next year we can do some trades again. Yeah, I don't have any gold left. I suppose I can trade. You see, he's going to leave in 16 days. So I'm going to maybe rather leave it. Either wait for another trader this year, or we can do it within the next year. We can do those extra upgrades. But I just want to add a few tier 3 decorations. Then some of these houses should be able to also upgrade to the tier 3 level. That is the only thing that we still require, is that 60% desirability. And we do have 3 different food types. Let's see here. So we've got berries, meat, bread, nuts, eggs, beans. Yeah, so that's definitely more than enough food for the people. There we go. Tier 3. Done and dusted. So the first one, like I say, I'm going to maybe go for the festival pole. Doesn't require a lot of resources. It's actually one of the cheapest structures to upgrade, but it does give a nice boost in the desirability. Now let's see here. Now, this is a nice one to have, although I've got to use 2, looks like it's going to be 3 knowledge points to get to that point where we can unlock this perk. So I'm not going to worry about that one for now. Now we've got those 2 points. Just want to see where would be the best. I suppose we can do the glass making because we've got those sand pits now. And that means we can effectively craft our own glass, and we need the glass in order for them to upgrade again. Let's do this. I'm going to unlock this point here, and then we can get up to the point of where we can get the hospital. Because having the hospital is going to be obviously a good thing. It does give that extra desirability, but we can also assign more workers. I decided to just go ahead and build myself a theater. I've got everything that I need to get it done. We just need to transfer that gold to the site, and there's a little bit of clay that we still need. And then we're going to have a nice boost with the desirability. We're still falling short though of what we need. We need some of these houses have to go up to 60%. And I think we will get very close to that 60%. But I think we're going to fall just under. So we have to look for another decorative item that we can place over here. So I was thinking, let's just see, this statue, this is going to be 500 gold. So this we can squeeze in somewhere. There are plenty of spots where we can squeeze this in. So for example, actually right on the corner over here. This is not a bad spot. So I'm going to squeeze it in here. We did get another trader now. I took all the money from this trader, so we're going to have to see if we can sell anything to this guy. So he does want pottery. Fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and sell a whole bunch of pottery to this guy. We're at the point now where we can even consider selling our own tools because we're producing it on a larger scale. Just want to see if I've got my iron mine up here. Yeah, it's running. We've only got 2 workers. I'm just going to wait when we get a whole bunch of extra immigrants. Then I'll assign more there at the bottom. But our population has risen already to 210. So it's growing really nicely. Okay, there we go. So this gold, I'm going to transfer all of this across to my town storage. And we've got the little statue that's being erected over here. And that means we're definitely going to get some houses that's going to upgrade. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, so the theater is up. There you can see. And I'm now reluctant if I should place those grass clearings. Maybe just in between the houses, but not in between the public service buildings. And we've got space over here. We can add a few of these. This is also a cost-effective way of just adding desirability. I think it adds desirability. I'm hoping so. But there we go. Now you can see there's a whole bunch of the houses that's being upgraded to the tier 3. We got another trader in, a third trader, and this is like the exotics trader, or exotics goods trader. And we can sell weapons to this guy. We've got a lot of weapons, by the way, but he gives me a terrible price for that, so we're not going to bother selling to him as of yet. Maybe within the next year, if he comes with a better price. And he will give us 310 gold for the heavy tools. So I'm going to just let that also accumulate still. But look at all of these houses that's being upgraded. That's pretty cool. And now this is obviously going to give us that extra housing space. We should be climbing up to over 250, I believe. Maybe here to 260. We should have space for. I can consider adding a few houses here. It's within range of the marketplace. But as you can see, this was a really nice size space that I kept here in the middle. It was actually perfect. I just guessed. I didn't measure it, so don't even ask me how I measured this. This was really just guessing. But it really turned out perfect. And I've got all my public service buildings in that I wanted to get in. I can maybe even add a few more. Let's see what is left. We could potentially add a second school. And then we've got our library. That still can come in here. So that's a nice space for the library. So after this theater was built, it just brought a whole influx of people again. So you can see the population is now at 220. So I'm going to go ahead and add a few extra houses here in the open space that I've mentioned before. It's still within range of our market square. So I'm going to put it down more or less over here. And we can have a couple of houses extra on this side. Let's maybe just do up to 4, I would say. That's it. I've got a decent amount of extra gold, so I'm thinking of just using that empty spaces that we've got here in between the houses, just to do some more grass clearings. Let's see, so here we've got a little space. I'm not sure if the grass clearing really gives extra desirability. I'm not sure. So you can see with the grass clearing, it's showing like a little yellow line next to the desirability. So that means it doesn't contribute, although with these small gardens you do get an increase. So maybe I should rather add more of these in between. We've got a few spaces open here, so let's place one there. There's quite a few spaces. We can just kind of like scatter them all around, and we can mix and match them just to make it also look more organic. There we go. So we're just spreading it out. You can see there's a couple of houses that's upgrading again. Now we've got quite a few houses now already at the tier 3. But in order for us to get to the tier 4, you can see that they need either glassware or furniture, and then it's also going to cost 12 bricks and 10 wood to upgrade these houses to the tier 4. But we do need an 80% desirability, so that's quite high at this stage. Got everything that I need to upgrade the healer's house to the hospital, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I just purchased a whole bunch of bricks. So, and we've got enough gold now. I did a few trades, and in fact I can maybe just go ahead and sell maybe some extra hide coats over here. Let's just do another 22, I would say. And then I'm going to go ahead and just purchase a whole bunch of extra bricks, because we're not going to be able to produce that for quite some time still. Well, actually, I think we can produce the bricks now. I must just double check. can't remember if it was from tier 3 or 4. Okay, it is from tier 3. So we can start producing the bricks, but I might as well just purchase a whole bunch because it's gonna take slow and take long to get the bricks up and running now. Just want to sell a few of those hide coats, and let's just see here. They don't have anything of interest for me. We can sell the herbs, I'm guessing. We've got so much, so we might as well sell some of that. Production is looking very good for that. Here we go. And yeah, let's just sell about 100 herbs. That should be fine. And then you can see we've got a really decent amount of gold, and I'm going to transfer... I might as well transfer everything over. Wait. There we go. So I just off screen I've planted a few trees, and you can already see the city is looking so much more natural and just beautiful, really. I'm gonna keep that space open because eventually I do want to have my library over here. But now you can see, seeing that I've got my healer's house upgraded, it gave a massive boost in desirability. So now we've got even more houses that's over the 60 desirability. And there you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses additionally upgrading. I'm gonna maybe go ahead and just add another few trees. So let's see, ooh, tall brush. Oh, I suppose we can add some brushes. Don't normally place these ones, but they will look nice. So let's just look for wherever we can find those little gaps, and we can squeeze them in there. I'm really liking this free building so much. Wow, it's really the one thing for me that was lacking in Farthest Frontier is this free build. Well, I can say maybe one other thing that I would like is what I've mentioned before, that we can travel on the water, maybe have trading ships, warships, I don't know, it doesn't have to go that far. If we could just have fishing boats and maybe trading ships, that would be enough for me. And if the raiders attack, they can have transport ships maybe. That will already make the game so much more dynamic. So I've done all the trades that I wanted to, and yeah, we're going to just leave it like that for now. Food is definitely more stable. We're starting to run out of arrows, so we must just go here to the Fletcher building, assign another worker, and we've got enough bricks to upgrade all our storage buildings. So I suppose I need to get going with that. The coin or the gold is enough. So I'm going to just go ahead and upgrade all of these structures. Why not? Although I don't think we've got enough bricks, but in any case, I'm just going with it now. We can place ourselves a brickyard maybe. Let's go ahead and move the graveyard because I want to use that space rather for the production. And the graveyard can be here. It's really out of the way if it's placed here. It's not costing that much to move because it's a small graveyard. Oh wow, they've already dug through all the stone, looks like it. So we can maybe just move the radius of working a little bit further down. And we still need to research the forestry. Let's see. Oh, I still need to research that one. I've been upgrading a whole bunch of other things and I forgot about that one. See, the food is a little bit on the low side again, but we're gonna have a good harvest here, so then it should stabilize again. I've placed myself another hunter here because you can see there's 3 hunting spots with a lot of deer on each spot. So this is so ideal really for the hunting. And you can see we've got plenty of hide. I want to maybe assign some more workers here to the tannery and just maybe fully staff it. And now our graveyard has been moved, so let's see if we can fit in. Oh man, I thought we were going to fit in this brickyard, but it's too big. Okay, but I don't have any other choice but to move it maybe further up towards this side. We're going to have to place it here. I'm kind of like looking to do an extra industrial area, maybe more towards this side, although ideally I would want to have the city expanding this way because we've got our agricultural buildings here at the bottom. So why don't we do this? Let's extend this road through. Let's just bring it through like that, and then I'm going to place the brickyard here at the bottom. It's far enough away from the houses so it won't have a negative effect on them. It doesn't look like it. Okay. So I'm going to put it down right over there like so. We've got plenty of available laborers, so I'm going to just color in these trees, let them start chopping away. You can see there, they all come running. There we go. But look how nice the city is looking with all of these trees in between. I can't really say that the grass clearings is that visible. At least not in the small spaces. I don't know, I'll maybe rather go for shrubs and stuff. So if we go here to the decorative items, let's see. Yeah, you see I'll go for these juniper bushes or low brush, tall brush. We've got wildflowers. Oh, this is a nice one. This is also something new. We haven't had this before. Wow, look how much it increases the desirability, these wildflowers. It really boosts them. It says it doesn't, like it shows a yellow line. But if I move it across, it's got a massive boost. I think they're going to nerf this sometime. This is definitely going to be nerfed. But for now, let's take advantage of it. Why not? It's just giving such a nice boost here for the houses. So I'm just having a quick look at these flowers and they actually do look nice. We've got a few over here. Where did I plant these other ones? I can see I can see the wildflowers over here, but I can't now see the other ones. They're very fine and small. There we go. But it does look nice though. I think if you've got a whole bunch of them together, then it's going to be way more visible. Now you can see that the desirability has really gone up. We've got now, for some of the houses, over 70 desirability. But in any case guys, that's it from me for this playthrough. Once the official free build 1.1 version is going to come out, I'm going to continue building on this same city. I feel it's going to be very appropriate just carrying on here, and hopefully they will give us the ability to then purchase the cats and the dogs, and then we can see how we can utilize them and where they're going to slot in and how we're going to build the kennels. But if you did enjoy this playthrough, please do remember to like and subscribe. Also press the bell notification button that you can stay updated on everything that I do. Thank you for watching, and then I'll see you in the next one.